I'm pretty sure it's not good to be breathing in all this pesticides, but you know, we'll be out of here quick. Calm down. Hey guys, I tried recording this video once already, but it was pouring and it was a little bit tragic, but it had a beautiful scenery and I just wanted to pop that in for a little moment. It just rained and it's super windy. No, it's raining. No! Anyways, I'm sitting on my skateboard right now and you guys are on a bench because that's how it's gonna be for today. I realized I didn't post a video for literally a year now. I kind of left just like randomly, and I just want to say I spent the year doing university stuff because if you've seen from my last video, which you should go watch after this one, I graduated high school and the next step for me is university. I kind of wanted to like tell you guys where I'm going, what I'm doing next, but also to do one of those university videos where you get to know a little bit more about why I chose my school and everything that went into it to lead me to my decision to choose my university of choice, which is Parsons School of Design in New York City. So first things first, to tell you a little bit about me. I'm into communications, marketing, and design. Generally, like a little bit of the arts, but also a little bit of like on the business side of things. It was kind of difficult for me to put it all into one major. So the major I narrowed down to was communication design, and from there I found like schools I wanted to apply to, and I would say I got a balance of like half of them were art schools and half of them were like overall universities with like a lot of different majors aside from art. To preface, I got accepted into Parsons School of Design, obviously from this title. I got accepted into Pratt Institute, which is in Brooklyn, for graphic/communication design. I got into UBC, which is up in Canada, for media studies, and I got into UC Davis for design. But yeah, in general, I think I got pretty good experience of applying and stuff, so I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how I got into Parsons. So some of the basic information is that I had an average of 88-89% like before I applied, and then after I applied I got 90 to 95%. I'm not 100% sure which percent I got. Parsons isn't really that like strict on like the discrepancies and stuff, how much I got up or how much I got down, but I know I got closer to 95 for sure. I applied as an international student and I go to an international school. So I take two curriculums. One of them is like a Canadian curriculum, and then the other one is IB curriculum, and I don't do full IB. I take IB courses. I take IB HLR and IB HL English, and my predicted scores for both of them were a level 6. So for extracurriculars, I really went ham with it. I'm an easily intrigued person, and I joined a lot of extracurriculars just like leading up to me applying. My top one I put in Common App, which is like the site where you apply with, like most universities use this site to apply, is oh no, the spring pesticides, y'all. As I was saying earlier, I was in my national karate team. I was in my school's basketball team for one of the years, and actually, funnily enough, Pratt Institute's basketball coach actually reached out to me and asked me if I was interested in joining their team for the D3 league or something like that, which I'm not very familiar with. Unfortunately, I will not be joining the team because I'm not going to Pratt. So I tutored for 3 years, even in my last year, as you can see from my graduation video. Go check it out. And so that was kind of like my work experience for me. It's not very common for people here to have like part-time jobs or jobs at all, so I thought that it was a really good experience for me. I was a volunteer and student council executive. I mainly managed social media accounts and put out like promotional content and that kind of stuff, but I also went to like every meeting and decided on what to do with the events and organized them and held like separate meetings because I was a media coordinator, so I held like tech team meetings. It was a really fun role to be in, but it also required a lot of responsibility, which is definitely a trait that I think universities want to see. I was also in a local Special Olympics volunteer program. Basically what it was like a schools where they teach people with disabilities how to like integrate to society, and they require a lot of volunteers for that. So now I'm a certified volunteer or a student volunteer for that school. Also, if you guys didn't know, I am a major theater kid, and I was in drama plays from like grade 4 up to like grade 12. Literally, I did it for almost every year. But for one of the years where I didn't do it, I was in the tech crew because I just wanted to see what was up for behind the scenes. And obviously, like being in theater and that kind of stuff, it makes sense why I want to go to New York. But also because Parsons is part of like a university called the New School, and they do have performing arts like section. I think there's a whole performing arts school for it. I'm not sure. Yeah, I just thought that it was very fitting for like the area that I want to go to and the school that I'm choosing. I also put YouTube, and I know that my YouTube channel isn't like a super big deal or anything, but I was really just trying to show my skills from what I learned in making a YouTube channel. Like I learned how to like kind of make my own brand identity, communicate with audiences, and that kind of stuff. I had to like design videos, design thumbnails. I did learn a lot from doing YouTube. I just put it in as well. I didn't do the SATs. I was going to, and I studied a month and a half for it, but when I was supposed to do it like that week, we went into quarantine lockdown. This was like a second lockdown or a third lockdown, and I was just like, no. Like I spent so long studying for the SAT, and I was doing online math, and I was doing summer math. Like my summer was already spent doing like Common App essays and like stuff like that, and then I was studying so hard for the SAT, and then they canceled it, so I was just like, you know what, I'm done. So I didn't end up doing the SATs, but I did every single thing you could do for Parsons, and they really only required one essay for what I applied for, which is strategic design and management. For this specific major, you didn't need a portfolio, which was good for me because it was like the end of my first year of IB art, and I only had like a few pieces ready. I applied for early action, yeah, so I applied it in like the end of October. I did the Common App essay, which was optional for Parsons, but I already wrote it in the summer, so I was just like, why not? I did the required essay, which is like why I want to go to Parsons essay, and I know that they have this for NYU too, and like a lot of other schools. Yeah, I kind of did a little bit of a twist on it. I went the anecdotal route, which is really different, but I thought it was a good twist on it. Last but not least, I did the Parsons challenge, and as I said earlier, I did IB art. I did have like art ready, and I was also in the process of working towards my IB art exhibition, so I was working on a lot of pieces at the same time. And when I looked at the prompt, I thought of another idea I could do that aligned with my IB exhibition, and so I kind of did like a 2-for-1, and I did one piece that aligned perfectly with the prompt but also aligned with my theme for my IB art. This is my piece of art, and to summarize it in a really short form, this is just about my own cultural identity, and this is also a transformational dress, which I thought matched with Parsons really well because Parsons School of Design is really known for their fashion program. For some of you guys who don't know, Project Runway, like the fashion show, used to be filmed in Parsons School of Design, so I thought it was very fitting. And in the challenge, you just needed to submit one piece of art. I also filled in the optional little process thing. I submitted a time lapse, and I also submitted like an edited video with professional photos and my transformation combined, all in like one little video. You also needed to write an essay about conceptually what it's about, also a little bit on like what it is technically. For this year's prompt for Parsons, it was pick a piece of art that already exists, be inspired by it to create your own piece, and they said that we could choose our own art as well, so I chose my own art to be inspired by because in the process of making my IE art exhibition, I experimented with like fiber art, which aligned with my concept and my technical skills for this piece quite well. So that's how I got into Parsons. If you guys have any questions, link them down below. But now I'm gonna move into the big question, why I'm going to Parsons. As I said earlier, I got into other schools for maybe artsier majors, but I ended up choosing a major that wasn't artsy on like decision day, which was like close to April 1st, because that's when like all my decisions came out. I leaned towards the 2 majors that weren't art. I was between media studies from UBC and strategic design and management from Parsons School of Design. And a piece of advice I would give is don't limit yourself. Don't think that once you're set on like a dream school or something that you have to go there, because like that was literally not the case for me. I did have like a school in mind that I really wanted to go to in the beginning of the year, but then once I got like offers and I once like really started researching into the schools, through applying you already need to research the school. When they ask you to write about their school and like why you want to go to their school, it really makes you think like why do you actually want to go to their school. In that process I really got to understand Parsons' values and what they stand for. I just think it aligned with what I believed in and what I really wanted to do really well. At the end, my need to go to a specific school kind of went away, and my view on like each school that I got accepted into kind of broadened. At the beginning, I did want to go to like a traditional university with like a big campus and a field and like a lot of a school spirit, I think. But New York is like, you know, is the city. I used to be a city gal anyway, so it won't be like a drastic change for me, I don't think. The way I wanted to balance out my 2 sides of things, which was like business and design, was studying business in a design school. That way I would be involved in the arts and stuff like that, but also go into a major where I get to learn how to communicate these ideas. So another thing I didn't expect but really appreciated was the amount of support I got from the school. Like I was getting constant emails and just updates on what I can do, what I should be doing if I were thinking about attending Parsons. Another thing I didn't expect but really appreciate, and it's also a major factor of why I'm going, is because I got a scholarship which went towards my tuition, and I got $15,000 per year, which adds up to $60,000 towards my tuition, and grateful, you know, just overall grateful for that. Once I was like pretty intrigued with Parsons when I got accepted, they sent me a link to a Zoom call and they told me everything I need to know on that Zoom call. Literally, they told me so much that I couldn't even find on the website. After that Zoom call, I was knowledgeable and I was like, I'm pretty sure I want to go here. And overall, I just think the school is great. So I'm gonna be moving to New York, and it's pretty wild to say the least because I'm going there alone. We'll see how that goes. There's gonna be a lot of videos on experiencing everything for the first time, especially New York and college and all that stuff, so stay tuned because I have plans. But yeah, comment down below what's next for you. Where are you going? Are you going to university? Have you been to New York? If you've been to New York, please comment that down below and tell me what places I should go when I get there. Hope you enjoyed this video and you're excited as well as I am, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!